Okay. Hey you guys. This is Janae and I am back today with a eyeshadow palette collection tag. Eyeshadow palette collection tag. And this tag is basically going to be me showing you all my eyeshadow palettes that I have, and I think I'm going to show this particular tag in and drugstore palettes to high-end palettes that I have. I do have like medium, not a lot of palettes, but like a little, like, medium size collection, I guess. And this collection will grow, so I'll probably have to do some more videos in the future. But for now, let's just get into it. Okay, the first palette that I have is the Wet n Wild palette. That's called, I have no idea what it's called. I don't know. I don't know what this palette is called, but it's the Wet n Wild palette. It has the gold, shimmer tones, the dark blue, and then the metallic. This eyeshadow, as you can see, the dark blue and the gold has been used. That's why I mostly use this palette, is for the dark blue and the gold, but mostly the dark blue when I have navy clothes. Like a navy dress on. I like using that palette. And the other drugstore palette I have is another one from Wet n Wild. It's called Cool as a Cucumber, by the way, this palette. And it's dark dark green, dark purple, and then a light green. Oops. This palette is really good. I rarely use this palette. I actually need to start using it more. It's weird. Like, sometimes you forget you have all these palettes and you start using them. Crazy. And then another eyeshadow palette that I have is from Clean Color. This is from Mexico. My best friend bought this to me from Mexico as a gift. And it just has pretty shimmery as can be, glittery as can be eyeshadows. That's like one of the eyeshadows. Like, it's pigmented, it's glittery, it has a lot. Look at that. It has just a lot of fun colors in it. So pretty. Look at that. Like, it's pigmented. It's from Mexico. It's pigmented. It's a beautiful, beautiful palette. Tons of colors. It's just the sad thing about this palette is the fact that it's hard for me to use some of these colors. Okay, the next one I have is Maybelline's Quad Duo. It's called Bronze Blowout. It's a dark shimmery brown and then a cream color brown. And these are so beautiful. And then you can mix them together. Wait, hold up. And it creates a completely different shade. Like, I'll show you. This is okay. This is the shade when it comes together. This is the cream and this is the dark brown. So actually you get 3 shades in this duo, and it's just so beautiful. I've been using this tons and tons. I love this palette. Can I just say? I actually have a review on this palette on this airplanes. I actually have a review on my channel of this palette, so I will link that down below if you want to go see the review of this. And I love this palette. I think I'll review on this. I want to say that I do. I'll see. I do, I'll link it below, but beautiful. I use it all the time. I love the cream color for the inner corner of the eye. When I have dark shadow on, my eyes. Sometimes it's too dark, you need something to brighten up the area. I use the cream color to do that, and it works wonders. Okay, now the next one I have is the Forever 21 palette, Love and Beauty, from Forever 21. And this palette doesn't have a name, but does have a batch code. So I'll tell you the batch code. The batch code is 8800, so 8800. 8800 is the product. And it has green, black, shimmery, pretty colors in it. Ooh. And I also like this palette. This is my most one color, this too. Oh, wait, hold up. This too. And I just love this palette. It's very beautiful. But again, I need to start using this palette too. Definitely need to start using this. And the next one I have is the Milani Runaway Eyes Fashion palette. And this is called Couture in Purples. And it just has tons and tons of purple eyeshadows. From dark purple to cream. It's a great purple palette, but I barely even use this palette. So horrible, which I don't know why I don't use it. I just don't really grab for it, which is so horrible. You know, you buy this palette and sometimes you don't even use them, and this is the palette that is for me. I probably use this. I probably used this maybe 3 times in my life. Okay, 5. Let's say 5. But that's not a lot. Next one I have is the e.l.f. palette, and this palette is basically, I think this is the neutrals palette. I can't forget the name of it, but it has tons and tons of neutral colors. Like, this whole palette, in my opinion, can basically be a dupe for the Naked palettes because it has basically all the colors. What I would say about this palette is Naked has much better quality eyeshadows than the e.l.f. It lasts longer and does have vibrant pigmentation, but this cost me $5 at the drugstore, and it does a really good job. Like, I use this on an everyday basis when I'm just doing something casual. I love this color right here. See, it's pigmented. It is. It really is. Like that color. That's my favorite color of the palette. I also like this one. And then this one. And then the dark brown. These are all the most used eyeshadows I have in this palette. And the next palette I have is a Sephora palette. I got this on clearance at Sephora, and this palette is called Ballroom Romance, and it looks like this. So it has dark brown. This is not, on this camera, it's not picking up the full effect of this eyeshadow. This eyeshadow is like a orangey sandy color in the cream, and then this one right here is like a I don't even know what to call that color, but it's not picking up well on the camera. But these eyeshadows, I don't know, as my memory serves me correctly, I don't really like this palette too much, and I can't really remember why I don't like it. But I don't like this. But I bought it, so I keep it, of course. But here are all the colors swatched for you. I just don't like this. My first high-end makeup palette that I ever got was, of course, the Naked palette, and I loved this. When I first bought this, I loved this palette. To this day, I love this palette, and it is worn. I've like this on my palettes. I mean, yeah, this is it. And what I can say about this palette is I had these for 2 years and counting, and I haven't even hit pan on them. This is $50 at the drugstore, and I know that's a lot, but you get 12 shades, and this lasts for 2 years and counting. And I use these shades quite a lot, and I haven't hit pan, which I think is phenomenal. But my favorites in this collection is Smog, Half Baked, Sin, and Toasted. I would say are my favorite eyeshadows. Okay, next is the Naked 2 palette by Urban Decay. You should all know this. I got, and I love this palette. I think I love this palette more than I did the Naked 1 palette. And of course I dropped it and this broke. Now Half Baked is in both of these palettes, but my palette, Half Baked, is named the same thing, but it looks completely different. And I personally like the half-baked, how the half-baked looks on my eyes and the Naked 2 palette. I will show you this. Okay, this is the Naked 1 palette. Naked 1. Half-baked is right here. I'm going to swatch it. That is the color of half-baked in the Naked 1 palette. Half-baked in the Naked 2 palette, I'm going to swatch with a different hand. That is it. Like, they're two completely different colors. This is lighter than this Naked 1. Like, it's a very slight difference, but there is a difference I notice in mine. Okay, also like the half-baked in this Eyeshadow Naked 2 palette, and I like Snakebite. I love Snakebite. Like, oh, phenomenal. Suspects, I love. I like Busted too. And my favorite crease eyeshadow is in this palette. I love putting Tease, which is this one, on my crease. I love it. It's beautiful. Like, I don't know what it's about it. It's beautiful. This Tease is a matte eyeshadow color, and that is the reason why I wanted more matte shadows. Up until this point, I had all shimmer shades. I basically had no matte colors. And this one is so beautiful. I love it. And then also, I love this palette too because of the blackouts. This black is phenomenal. Like, it's really black. You want a black eyeshadow? This is the one to get. And in the Naked 1 palette, you do have a black shadow that is very shimmery, but it's not as good as the one in the Naked 2 palette. Personally, I think if you are a darker skin tone, I would personally tell you to get the Naked 2 palette. It looks great on darker skin tones. Okay, the next palette that I just bought a week ago from Sephora again. And this is my only matte palette that I have, and it's the Tartelette palette. These are the colors. I'm not gonna I did do a first impressions on this eyeshadow palette, so I will link that below, the first impressions video that I had of this. And since then, I was able to use the colors in this palette. And so far, the colors that I like, right now the go-to colors that I have been liking wearing on my lid, that I think is beautiful on my lid, and it suits my eye color and skin tone perfectly, is Natural Beauty on my crease. I put that on my crease. No. Sorry. Scratch that. I put Natural Beauty on my eyelids. On my eyelids, Natural Beauty. On my crease, I put a mixture of Dreamer. If I want my crease not to be that noticeable, but when I want a darker crease, I put Multitasker and Bombshell together to create a darker crease. It's beautiful. Like, this Natural Beauty as a lid shade is beautiful on my lids. Like, I love it. I haven't tried any other ones that I like so far. I think I tried Wonder on my lids and I didn't really like it that much. But okay, these are all my palettes. These are all the palettes that I have for today that I own. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel, you guys. I would really appreciate it. And okay.